All right, I think I'm recording. All right, so once again, I'm Beth Blanco, founder and CEO of Fresh Start Coaching Community, and I'm so thankful that y'all are here tonight. I'm going to jump right into the training here. Normally, I'm not manning the Facebook group alone, but I am right now, so forgive me. I'm jumping back and forth. Please feel free, you guys, to ask any questions as we go. So what I want to talk to you about is making 2016 your best year in business yet. And I'm not going to be talking about just your income or how much money you're generating. Our lives are so much more than that, aren't they? They are habits. They are memories and having moments with those that we care about. And so tonight we're going to focus on those, the moments with the people we care about and how we can become more intentional in our daily routines. Many times we are working harder rather than smarter, and that tends to hold us back from the lives that we really want to be leading. It holds us back from our dreams, from sometimes even our calling. And we talk about our calling a lot in the Fresh Start Coaching community because we believe that we all have a calling, that God has called us to do great things with our life and to serve others in great ways. And so what I want to do is I want you to grab a notebook or a device. If you're a device girl or guy, grab your device, but get something where you can take notes, because we're going to do a little bit of journaling tonight about your calling and where you currently are. We're going to do a little self-assessment and give you a chance to really look at where you are in your routines. Is your lifestyle where you want it? Are you fueling yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? We're going to go through that right now. So grab that notebook and a pen, grab your device if you use that, and let's sit down and you can just jot these down tonight. And I really encourage you to take time on your own later, either later tonight or later in the week, but definitely commit to it. Sit down and take time to look at where you are and then look at where you want to go. And I'm going to help you do that with some very pointed questions. I'm going to help you become queen of routine. And there's a lot of things I'm working on in my life, and there's a lot of things I'd like to do better and be better at. But I got to tell you that I have definitely worked hard in this area, and I feel very qualified to talk to you about being queen of routine and how it is going to impact your business. Hi, Braylon, welcome. So excited to see you here. You guys can come on camera if you want. So let's talk about how to become queen of routine. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to begin to take a self-assessment. So start writing these questions down and then go back later and journal your answers to these questions. So the first question that you need to do is, as we're looking at where you are right now in your routines and in your effectiveness in your life. Welcome, Tomasita. I'm so glad you're here. When you're looking at where you are at in your life, the first thing you need to jot down in this self-assessment is, what are you doing well? So write that down. What am I already doing well? Oh, Laura Van, my girlfriend, is here. You guys, you can come on camera. Anybody who wants to can come on camera. So what am I doing well already? That's the first self-assessment question that you're going to jot down. The second one, am I happy with where I'm at? Hey, woman, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Am I happy with where I'm currently at? And you need to look at your business and life. So look at your income. Look at your energy levels and your productivity. Look at your relationships. Look at, it can be as simple as, your household. How is your household running? Is it smooth? Is it always stressed and always fast-paced and you feel like you don't even know who you live with anymore? Those are the things I want you looking at when you ask yourself this. Am I happy with where I'm at in my business and life right now? The third one, is my schedule the way I want it? Do I dictate my schedule? And I don't mean so that we can watch daytime TV. I mean, am I in control of my schedule, or is other people or my schedule in control of me? And that's what you're looking at on this self-assessment. What do people, this is number 4, what do people compliment me on. So when people talk with you or you guys are having a conversation, what do people point out that they're proud of you for or that they admire about you? Okay, that needs to be something you write down because you need to take credit where it's due. And there's things you're already doing right. And you need to enjoy that and take credit and learn how to say thank you for that. And really use whatever's working for that in these other areas that we're going to dig into. Number 5, is my income level in my business where I want it? Okay, that's part 1 of number 5. Part 2 is for the time that I'm putting into it. So part 1 of the number 5 question is my income level in my business where I want it? And number 2 would be for the hours I've dedicated to it, the time I'm putting into it. And the reason I say that is in the business world, in the entrepreneurial world, and in these kinds of trainings, we hear so much about our income level, make this much money, make 6 figures by the end of the first year. You can do this and that with the money. We forget to talk about our time and how we trade that for income and we trade that for money. And I'm going to get into that in a second because I'm going to get into that in a second. I'm going to lead back into that. Number 6, this is a tough one, and I didn't want to include this in tonight's self-assessment questionnaire, but I think it's super important that at least once a quarter, once a semester, once a year, that we ask ourselves the hard questions, right? As business owners, as people, we need to ask ourselves the hard questions and not be afraid of them. And a hard question for me many times is, am I all talk without action? Is my talk backed by actions? So this can go several ways. This can be, am I making promises that I don't keep? This is a tough one, you guys, and I'm not trying to be harsh tonight, but I think that we have to be so blunt with ourselves when we are business owners, and we got to be able to take it. So am I backing up my words with my actions? Meaning, if I say that my goal is, building a team twice what it is now, am I really willing to put in the sacrifice of not as much TV or less time with friends or family or less time at the job or just, letting some other things be off the priority of what needs to be on my priority list right now to put my actions behind my words? And so it's a tough one, but that's number 6. You're going to ask yourself this, and you need to be able to honestly answer it. Be authentic with your answer. And there's no condemnation in this. Anytime I've had these hard moments with me and God, thank you, Laura. Anytime I have the hard moments, you guys, those have been the most bittersweet moments of building business because it's where things get real. And God is very real. And he doesn't come in and condemn because we finally faced up or fessed up to what we aren't doing or what we're saying but not doing or what we're saying we want to do but we're not willing to work for or sacrifice for. He is so accepting and loving for right where we are. Okay, so do not feel like God's going to spank you for it. This is about self-assessment and really getting serious about your goals in 2016. Getting serious that your action backs up your talk. I want to point something else out too. Your success won't be about how much time you can put into the business in 2016. And what I mean by this is many times people's excuse is, I don't have the time. I work another job. I'm tired when I get home. There's only so much time in the day. And we know this. This is a very real, I say excuse, but this is a very real obstacle for many people. We need to have an income coming in. If our business is not producing an income we can live on, we obviously have to be doing a job, or another means of making money. So I want you to know that your success in 2016 is not going to be based on having 20, 30, or 40 hours a week to invest in your business. It's going to be completely, totally, 100% based on what you do with whatever hours you have. And what I mean by that is No more pointless activity. No more time-wasting activity. No more saying yes to the things that don't funnel into the goals of your business. So for many of us, we think that this thing over here is going to help in the long run, or maybe in a roundabout way if we say yes to working with someone or joint venturing or appearing somewhere or something. I think we have to be so much more careful than that. Everything needs to be purposeful. And if you do work at JOB, God bless you for even pursuing this dream. And there are several coaches on our team in the Fresh Start coaching community who work JOBs. In fact, some of them work night shifts as nurses, RNs. A couple of them work just different ones around the clock. Their sleep patterns are all messed up. You guys are awesome. You are my hero. And for you, you might have to filter the things I share about routines and the things you learn out there about effective routines. You're going to have to filter that through your filter of knowing what life is really like for you. And that's okay. But we admire you. We respect you. And the reason that it's working for you is because the 5 hours a week or the 2 hours a week or the 10 hours a week that you have still committed to your business, you're doing the most effective, income-producing, productivity affecting activities you can do. So you are not blowing your time messing around on Facebook. You're probably posting your stuff, scheduling your stuff, throwing an ad together, popping it in there, and out. Hour and a half, hour. You're not going to use more than that of your time because your time is so precious. And if the rest of us who don't have JOBs or who have a little more time on our plate would get more intentional like that about our social media time, about what we're doing for our business, and be so zoned in and focused in and laser focused on activities that matter. And we go into what those activities are inside of the Fresh Start Coaching community. We have weekly trainings, and that's where we dig into each one of these topics. We talk freebies. We talk how much should you be giving away free. Welcome, welcome. Motivate You and I, welcome. So glad you're here. Everybody who's here, thank you so much. But we go in to these trainings weekly. Hey, Mel. And we dig into them. We dig into how to do social media. We dig into relationship marketing. We talk a lot about that. We talk about serving our communities and serving well. We talk about income producing activities, what that means, how much of our time should be in that, how much of our time should be in marketing. And so we dig into each one of these topics very deeply inside of the Fresh Start Coaching community on a weekly basis. And because it's so important that we're not blowing our time. So whether you have 5 hours a week or 50 hours a week to invest in your business, that's not what is going to bring about your success in 2016. So get excited about that. If you're somebody who is frustrated because you wish you could quit your job to do your business, or you wish that you just had more time in each day, where does the time go? So the key is, after you've taken this self-assessment and gotten really blunt with yourself and really rough on yourself, and hey, am I really in business to do this as a business? My husband is my finance guy, and it's really tough to be married to your finance guy because he's very smart with money. He's very logical. He is thankfully not in this room right now. I adore my husband, love him, but he's tough on me. He says, are you in a business or in a ministry? Because right now you're producing like a ministry, and he puts it to me like that. And it's so true, you guys. If we are messing around, if we are not serious about backing up our goals and our words with action, real action, income producing, productivity producing action. Thank you so much, Mel. Appreciate that. Then we are just messing around. This is a hobby. But the people who are making money, moving forward, having an influence, because our success is not only measured on money. If it was measured only on how much money we make, guys, I wouldn't still be in business. This is about so much deeper, so much more than that. So I'm not for 1 second encouraging that we look at the money as a measuring stick. But we have to make money for it to be a business. And we have to stop apologizing for that. Okay, I'm not going to get off on that one. So your success is not going to be about how much time you have to put into your business, but it's going to be about how you spend your time and how intentional you are with your time. So let's go into that. I'm going to help you become queen of routines. Did you hear me say that, Laura, at the beginning of the webcast? Over the years, if I've done one thing right, because there's a lot of things I've done wrong and stumbled my way through this business, but if there's one thing I've worked on every single week, month, quarter, semester, year, I got to work smarter. I got to work smarter. That's always been one of my biggest goals. I got to duplicate myself. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some of the things that I learned that helped me become what I feel like is queen of routines. I have 4 kids, you guys, those of you who just met me. I've got a senior in high school, a freshman in high school, a 6th grader who is now digitally schooling here at home with me. She's at her computer down the way. And I have a 8-year-old in 2nd grade. And so I've got this busy family life. I've got a husband who works full-time plus some. And we're an active family. We're physically active because obviously I'm a health coach, so we have to be. And both my husband and I are highly involved in our local different community circles. I volunteer at a nonprofit on occasion. We both volunteer with our church, teaching classes and mentoring and doing things like that. And we love our life and we're busy. And when people ask me how I do it, and Laura Van, Laura's so freaking supportive, you guys, and she just is so good to me. Thank you, everyone who's showing up. I'll bet you some of you are Laura's friends. So I'm glad I'm saying nice things about her. She knows I love her. But she's always cheering me on, like, Bess, my gosh, you're doing so much. And it's the routine, you guys. It's all about the routine. The minute I set down the routines and I kind of get maybe a little lazy or just burn out, and just tired of it, the minute I lay them down, the productivity just begins to just crumble. The flow of everything that has become so good in this house and so peaceful and so working, that kind of crumbles a little. If mom steps out of routine, oh boy, God help us. So routines, yes, planners work wonders, Mel, and we're going to get to that too, because we have an awesome, incredible planner that we actually offer through our company as well that's going to really help with task management and prioritizing. So, all right, so let me share with you guys. Keep that pen and paper next to you or grab your device real quick here. And Laura, do you mind checking the Facebook group for me really quick? I mean the event in Facebook, because I haven't monitored and I haven't looked over there to see if anybody needs help getting over here. Oh gosh, yes, Braylyn does awesome training. I think she was on here a few minutes ago, Laura. She might still be on here. So anywho, welcome everybody. So this is what has worked for me. Let's see here. 3 steps. And it's what am I doing? Tomasita, are you wanting to come on camera? Hold on, let me see if I can get Tomasita on camera. Were you wanting to come on camera, girl? All right. I may have not done that right or something. Or maybe your camera's not working. Okay, I'm going to keep talking, okay, guys? You guys can come on camera. I have absolutely no problem with that. You are invited. So 3 steps. Let's break it down. And I'm sure Braylyn teaches the same thing. Plan your weeks. Plan your tasks. Plan your day. Plan your list. I make lists for everything. So plan. And no one is going to just magically be a planner overnight if this is something you struggle with. This is a process. I'm going to turn this off, Tomasita, because, oh no, I don't want to kick you. Why is it saying kick you? I don't want to kick you. All right. I don't know what it's doing, Tomasita girl. So I just muted it because I don't know what it's doing.
No problem.
Become a planner, but give yourself grace in the process, okay? It is a process. No one becomes this awesome, incredible planner overnight. So give yourself some grace and have patience as you build this into a habit. And I'm going to, yeah, I think it's her camera too. Yeah, okay, that sounds good, Laura. You're going to come on camera in a minute. Okay, that sounds good, guys. Come on camera a little bit later. We're going to open it up for discussion. So plan. The second thing that I do is prioritize. So even once you do the plan. Tomasita, I'm going to open it up later, girl. I just X'd it because I didn't know what it was doing. Even once you've planned and you've got your list going and you feel like you've got the day under control, that you know what you're doing and stuff is happening, always prioritize. Always go with the flow. Sometimes things are going to feel like they're coming unhinged. I don't know why my thing is moving so slow. I hope it's not moving slow for you guys. If we learn to flow a little more in the middle of things and just reprioritize, we reduce the stress. And you guys, I'm talking from a person who struggles with anxiety and OCD. So I know what it's like to have your own plan thrown off and then life happens or whatever, and you feel like, oh, and you get all this anxiety. It's okay. We've got to learn to breathe and flow. And I wish Casey was here. She had another meeting. She is a co-mentor of mine in the Fresh Start Coaching Academy, and she talks about flow like nobody I've ever seen. She is so awesome. But she might be on a little bit later. Okay, so plan, prioritize, and then produce. If we're planning and then we're prioritizing and we're moving into, task lists and schedules and all of this, routines and all of this, but we're not producing what we set out to do. For me personally, I don't know about you guys, but when I stop before the produce point, meaning go all the way to seeing results, if I stop before that point, that is the worst business blocker, self-sabotaging thing I could possibly do. And I'm learning a lot about this right now. Yeah, that's right, Laura. Intentions don't go to the bank. I'm really learning about self-sabotaging and why we tend to self-sabotage the way we do. And you guys, I really encourage you to keep educating yourself in that, listening to some presentations or podcasts on that, because we do that. We plan, we set it up, we get it all laid out, and then we stop before we see something through. We stop before we finish. And then we're like frustrated and wondering why the money's not coming in. And we're wondering why everything's drying up. No one's liking my stuff. No one's following me over here. Nothing's happening. No one's reading my blog posts. We stopped before we finished. See that thing through. Produce a challenge. Produce a book. Produce a telesummit. Produce something. Follow through on something to the end. Put your signature on it. Get that sucker done. And get that feeling in you of, I did it. I went all the way. I pushed through and I did it. That was not on the plan for tonight, so I don't know where that came from. Let's talk about, visualize it too, Mel. That's right. It's our ego. Keep moving forward. That's great, Mel. That's so funny. Okay, so morning, midday, and evening routines. They are where it's at. I am going to zone in on that. We're going to finish this part up so we can discuss. So morning routines, we actually went into pretty big detail on that one in our group last week, on last week's training call, and it was awesome. I'm just going to briefly go over it. I think it's really important. Yeah, midday routine is so important, Laura. We're going to jump on that in a second. Morning routine is super important. Why? Because it sets the tone for our day. If we are scatterbrained, running around, stressed out, still tired, that's a big one. If we wake up blurry, tired, foggy-headed, that right there just stamps our day. It's going to be a foggy-headed day, or it's going to be a hard day, or it's going to be a painful day. We have to stop doing that. We have to protect our morning routine and protect our morning environment, spiritual environment, emotional. We have to get protective of ourselves. This is another thing that I learned last year, was that it was okay to get really protective of myself. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So protect your morning environment by setting it up from the night before. That's a biggie. Don't leave things open. Don't go to bed angry. I know this is stuff our grandparents taught us and our parents taught us, but it's true, you guys. Don't bring, unsettled emotion to bed. Don't bring unsettled projects to bed. Keep the bedroom for sleeping or sex or what's the other one? Safety or sanctity or something. That's what the bedroom is for. Try not to be watching TV. Serenity, yes, Laura. Get those nighttime routines together, which we're going to talk about in a second. That goes into setting you up for the next day. Get some sleep. This is a whole webcast of its own. We won't get into sleep tonight. There's so many ways to naturally help yourself sleep. As entrepreneurs, we're the worst at protecting our sleep. We think we can get more done. We push ourselves. Maybe we're procrastinating and we're putting things off. I don't know. That used to be my MO. I kicked procrastination out the door about a year ago because otherwise I wouldn't still be in business. I still struggle with it on occasion. I'll tell you that. When you get unmotivated or when you get burnt out because things aren't happening because of what we talked about earlier, procrastination can set in. So back to morning routine. So we've set up our night to create a healthier morning where we rise. It's okay, guys. It's okay. My family. So in the morning, fuel yourself right as soon as you get out of bed. No, that does not have to be coffee. For me, big coffeeholic, totally no shame. Sorry. I love my coffee. Also a big smoothie holic. So I have a smoothie sitting here and coffee at the same time. I can guzzle them both. So fuel yourself first thing. Oh, am I cutting out, you guys? Okay. See if my camera can pick it up. No, not for you, Mel. Okay, good. Oh, good. It might just be because that Tidbit Rich is Tomasita, our newest coach in our certified group. So she might be, it might be her computer speed. Tomasita, it could be your computer speed. So fuel yourselves however that is for you. Obviously, as a health coach, I'm going to tell you, you've got to squeeze a smoothie in there somewhere. Maybe juicing smoothie, some kind of herbal tea. Get that natural energy going. If you can eat, you should eat as soon as you can. Another morning thing for me is to move first thing. And of course, I mean exercise. Yoga is one of my favorites because it's one of the only things I'll do that early in the morning. I love a 10-minute, you guys, 10-minute yoga routine in the morning because I always walk during the day. So that's not my only workout. Sometimes also I add yoga in the midday. We're going to talk about that in a second. Maybe for you, it's something more kick butt. That's great if you can do that, you know, go to the gym or a class or a video. But for me, it's just a 10-15-minute yoga routine. And that's first thing when I get up. I'm trying to get in the center of my camera here. Yes, Tomasita. What else in the mornings? Time, you know, personal meditation prayer time. So whether that's in the summertime, spring through fall here in Arizona, I live in Arizona, so the weather is gorgeous here. You will find me walking first thing on a prayer walk, I call it. And I take my dogs, my fur babies, and I'm out there praying and walking. But right now it's cold, and I'm a chicken. I don't like cold. So I do everything in the house. And so it's just a devotional, you know, before I start the day with my cup of coffee and my smoothie. And it might just be the quickest, shortest little devotional and maybe a little journaling, but not always. So that's, you protect your morning. Set your morning up right. Another thing we talked about on our training call is play music in the atmosphere. So whatever music feeds your spirit, for me, that's gospel, praise and worship, country, classical. I love Celtic stuff. You know, so many good music. Play music. I use my phone. I use Pandora on my phone and I broadcast it to my TV. And it's got a great sound and it's peaceful and it's just like setting up the day to not be as stressful and not be as fast paced. So for you, your morning routine might look different, but you've got to start creating it. If you don't have a healthy one, start adding one thing at a time for a week or two at a time. And see if that changes things for you. Does that change your productivity? Does that change your mood? Does it change those around you? Okay. Is the camera moving slow for you guys? it's really bad for me. Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you, guys. All right, midday. So here's the deal. We can set up our mornings. We can only talk about morning routines, but the truth is, and I don't know what the statistics are, but I know for all the hundreds of people that I've coached, like 90% of them struggled with midday. Midday is a struggle. We lose our motivation. We lose our energy. For many of us, the morning is our better, brain. Oh, really? Men thrive? Really? That's not been the case for my clients. That's so interesting. Very interesting, Mel. What was I saying though? The morning routine leads into the mid-afternoon. So anyway, the same idea applies to midday as what we just discussed for the morning. Get protective of yourself. Nurture yourself. Midday is the time to nurture yourself. So if you do struggle, if you don't struggle, you still need a routine, because this is the beginning of the last half of your day. And you still need a routine for your health and for your productivity. But for me, it's that I force myself to get up and move. I reserve my phone calls that are going to be, the type of phone calls that are going to get chatty or are going to be enlivening to my spirit. Those are going to happen in the afternoon, not in the morning when I have my best brain time. So you've got to figure out what works best for you. If your clearest brain and if your highest motivation level is morning, you should be protecting those mornings for your work. And you should be prioritizing creative tasks for that time. So not only are you protecting that time, okay, this is dedicated to the brain work, the stuff I need my best brain power for, but you are also, what was I going to say? You're dedicating that time for the brain work, but you're also kind of bribing yourself. I'm going to get through till noon, and then I'm going to take an hour off, and I'm going to have some lunch, whatever you're doing to bribe yourself. Okay, to reward yourself for getting through that time. So the midday should be like healthy rewards, because it's a struggle. So it needs to be something you're looking forward to. If I complete, these 3 pieces of content and make the 2 videos and do whatever, by lunchtime, then I get to have a square of dark chocolate, my cup of green tea, and a phone call with my bestie, or a half-hour, walk with the fur babies. Something that's a reward, that's like a relishing, I earned this reward, but it's still healthy, okay? For some people, they're going to need to fuel up midday. Lunch needs to be light, but full of energy. So things that are very lean protein, clean, green, and lean is what lunch needs to be. Hamburgers and fries don't work because instantly you will be sluggish. You will want to take a nap. Don't do pizza. Don't do things like that. You shouldn't be doing that anyway, but don't do it at lunch, because that's sluggish food. That's food that makes you tired, okay? Your music that was maybe relaxing and tender in the morning now needs to be switched. Switch that playlist. I go from Celtic, stuff in the morning or some kind of praise and worship to 80s rock at 1 p.m. because I got to get my energy on to get back to task and work this task list that I have. I'm also not going to be doing content creation or graphic designing at 1 p.m. I'm going to be doing the things that are maybe cutting and pasting, maybe, moving something into something, packaging something in a template, responding to emails like that. When you're not clear-headed and totally strong-headed, the tasks on your list need to be things that can easily be accomplished without having all that creativity at your fingertips. We are working too hard. You are working too hard. You've got to work smarter. You've got to prioritize tasks and timelines. You've got to listen to yourself and understand what makes you tick and when at what time of the day, and then feed that. And if something creates a struggle in you. So if you're trying to do brain work on your 1 p.m. brain, you need to switch that. Okay, Tuesday, tomorrow, I'm switching my priority list around, and I'll be posting stuff and posting blog posts and putting things up at 1 p.m. tomorrow, not writing something or creating graphics. Oh, that's such a good idea. I think this is a guy. He said, share your morning music list with us. So my morning music is literally Pandora playlist, and I just put in there like contemporary Christian, or I put praise and worship, or Celtic, I forget what it's called, or we do country. I like a really calm country station like Carrie Underwood type. But at 1 p.m., I put on, and on Pandora, you can put the artist, and it will play like songs to that artist. So for my 1 p.m. list, it's more like John Bon Jovi and Guns N' Roses, and sometimes even like contemporary pop songs now. Yeah, Pandora's like Spotify. You can do the same thing with Spotify. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's just about feeding that, atmosphere that you're trying to create. So, yeah. Anyway, music is so there for me. Like, I don't know how people work without music. I just would shrivel up and die without music. Okay, so you guys got that for the midday routine. It needs to be about what's going to fuel you. It needs to be light, clean, and lean. And it needs to be something that bribes you during the morning so you have a reward to work for. All right, so evening routine, and then we can open up for discussion. So, yeah, Laura. All right, so evening routine is so very different. Now, everybody's different, so you customize this for yourself. For me, and I think I saw somebody say this earlier, kids bring that up. Okay, kids bring that up when they come home from school. I'm not sure what Mel was talking about there. Was it music, Mel? Were you talking about music? Okay, I thought you were saying something else about kids coming home from school. Those of us who have school-aged kids, or if you even are taking care of aging parents, or you have some type of caretaking job in your life, at some point your routine needs to be involving a mental and actual clock out. So for me, most evenings, not tonight, of course. Tonight I'm pulling a late one, but yeah, that's right, Mel. You got that right. Kids bring your energy up. Tonight's weird because I'm doing this, but normally I'm clocking out, I call it, by 4 or 5 p.m., except for some quick check-ins on my phone and maybe my fun time chatting with people on Facebook in the evening when everybody else is chilling and homework is done. You've got to decide what that looks like for you. Everybody's different. But we got to stop this working around the clock stuff. I coach so many entrepreneurs who are working their lives off. Like, why are we working our lives off? Like, the Europeans have it totally right. They work to live. They don't live to work. Us Americans live to work. And it's so unhealthy, and it's really hurting us. And I think it's killing some people. I know that it's killing some people. My husband had a coworker who was 50, and he passed away last month. I think it was December. It was either November or December, of a heart attack. He was telling my husband and a couple of other coworkers that how stressed out he was over this account. And they work a very stressful job, like most people do now. And they got news like 3 days later that he had passed of a heart attack that night of the day he was telling my husband and his coworkers how stressed out he was. 50. We're dying way too young, and we're working way too hard. So I believe that your evening routine should be living. I believe that it should be, if you can, if you are able to work during the day, if you have that, what I consider for myself, it's a luxury. I have that luxury. So I need to be enjoying making dinner for my family. I pour a glass of wine. I've got the stuff going. I'm out at the grill. I'm chopping and dicing. I enjoy cooking, mind you. So I recognize That's probably why I enjoy it. But I make an experience out of it. The family is like all gathered around. They're sitting on the what you call them, bar stools, and they're talking to me. And, you know, it's about family time, and it's about taking a break. And it's about that's the reason that I'm working like this, is to do that, you know. And my son's a senior this year, you guys. My oldest child is a senior, and he's going to be leaving me soon. He's going to go to college, and he's almost an adult. He's not going to need me the same. And I want to enjoy every single moment that I still have him sitting on my bar stool across from me. So nighttime routines need to be about family, if you have them to enjoy, maybe friends if you don't have close family, maybe just relishing the moment with those you do have, you know, a glass of wine. If you're not a wine or a drinker, you know, tea, just water, but just enjoying each other. You know, for me, the wine is like symbolic. It's not just about the wine. It's symbolic of, you know, relishing and enjoying. And so anyway, that's what our evening routines should be. But they should also be setting us up for a healthy day the next day. Those of you who are coaches, you've heard this a lot from your clients, I'm sure, that they feel like they get up and do it again. I do this and I do that, and the day ends, and then I just get up the next day and I just do it again. That's my biggest heartache that I hear from my clients over the years. And I know a lot of you coaches hear the same thing. Well, we have the power. Each one of us has the power to change that from feeling like we're just in a hamster in a wheel, and that we're getting up the next day and doing it again. We now have the power to say, no, I want to do what I want to do. I'm going to create the life I can love. And everything I'm doing in my business and everything I'm doing to work is to create that. So, you know, this all has a purpose, and it goes beyond just serving or fulfilling a calling or creating an income. This is actually creating a life I love, and our routines is how we create the life we love. So an evening routine should include food, good, fresh, clean food. It should include memories and moments for us here. My husband and kids and fur babies and I, we walk a lot together. We live in a suburb, but we live right next to the wilderness. So we walk out of our suburb and into the wilderness for about a half an hour. And it is just the best part of the day. And the sun is setting, and we're enjoying the colors. And, you know, it's a good life, but it's a simple life. And we're not rich, and we're not driving a Maserati, and we're not traveling to Europe every year. But we are very, very happy with this simple life created from the routines and the work that my husband and I have chosen to do to create this life. So I want to encourage you. Evening routines should also be about sleep. And not just the sleep you're going to get, but preparing yourself for sleep. Here's the problem. We Americans think that we got to work, attend to 10 to 10, listen, you know, bye, and then crash on our pillow. So we go from busy as all get out to now I got to go to sleep. And even my sleep is on a schedule because I got to get up at this time because I got to do this and I got to take care of that. We're supposed to be preparing ourselves for sleep naturally. Back in the day, when they did not have electricity, their bodies, they did not struggle with sleep disorders. They did not. We have taken this wonderful gift of electricity and we have completely screwed up our body's natural circadian rhythm, sleep patterns, processes. We've screwed it up because we are feeding light, electricity, currents, and all this unnatural stuff through our head, on our head, into our eyes, through our hearts, through our minds, 24/7. No wonder we can't sleep. We've got to get protective about our sleep. That's one of the most important things you can do differently in your evening routine in 2016. Laura says that she's going to be teaching a healthy aging class next week on sleep. So follow Laura, you guys, Vibrant Life 65, if you haven't followed her yet. Insomnia is an epidemic, and she has got that right. It is. And the pills are only short term. Even a lot of the medications you can be using, they're only going to work short term. They wear off. They stop working. They have horrible side effects. When my mom was taking a couple of them, she was trying a couple different ones, just desperate to get some sleep. And she was hung over until noon every day from these pills. Oh, anyway. Okay, guys, so the evening routine needs to be about sleep and preparing for sleep and enjoying those you love and enjoying the life you've worked so hard during the day to enjoy. You know, it needs to be about sex more, okay? For those of us married and together, it needs to be about sex more. Laura talks about that easily too. I do believe in that. And I believe we don't do enough of that as Americans, again, because we have sleep disorders and because we're exhausted and we're overworking and we're not prioritizing ourselves. And our mental health is suffering for it. Sex is an amazing mental health aid. All right. And yes, for connection, and not just for the physical, but for the connection and the bonding and the closeness. And so we've got to start protecting our routines and protecting ourselves. So guys, what so far is a takeaway for you? Do you guys want to come on and discuss with me? Who wants to come on camera and discuss? What has been your top takeaway tonight? I want to hear from you. Jump on with me, you guys. Don't leave me up here alone. There she is. There's my Laura. Okay, let's see if we can get her camera working. Laura, something's going on with your camera.
All right, hang on. Huh.
Can you
hear me though? Can you hear me?
Oh, it's saying you could be blocked by a firewall. Is that me or you? I don't have a firewall that I know of. It said, unable to connect due to a network error. Make sure your connection isn't blocked by a firewall. I hope you can hear me, Laura. Okay, no problem. Does anybody else want to come on camera, or do you want to talk to us through the chat?
Come on.
Yes, Braylon, she does. Coach Laura is awesome. She's actually a certified coach on our team with the Fresh Start Coaching Community. So I was going to show you guys super quick, and I'm going to do that while Laura's working on her camera. Because we are almost done here, so I don't plan on keeping you guys much longer. And I'm going to do a giveaway, but I wanted to show you what it is so that you know what you'd be getting. So everyone who's here, I need you to pop into the chat and say, I'm here. I'm live and I'm here. So that I can have my daughter write down your name right now so that we can, put you in the drawing. I didn't make little squares. Can you make them? Okay, Mel is here. Am I saying your name right? Is it Mel? Braylon's here. Yes. Okay, good. You can always correct me. Okay, so Braylon and Mel. Oh, you can hear Laura? I can't hear her. That's so weird. Or you could hear her. Okay. Let's try it again. There she is. Hey, woman.
Here I am.
Now, she already has the planner, so we won't put her name. Okay, so we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new planner. And I'm trying to get everybody to say they're here. Tomasita's here. Tomasita, you don't have the planner yet? Let me see if I can get her on camera, too. Hey, girl, there she is.
Hey, you can't see me. I'm short.
Your camera if you can.
I need a pillow.
I know.
Can you bend your camera down? Can you bend your camera down, or is it built into your monitor?
And Mel.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, Tomasita, can you bend your camera down? There you go.
I'm here.
Hey, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. Okay, so I am putting everybody's name. I thought we had way more than that here. I think the numbers are not accurate, huh?
You have 8 there. 1, 2, 3,
But
4.
then maybe they're not able to chat or something. Okay, guys, you got to come on chat and tell me you're here so that I know you're here live, because we're going to pull the winner live. So just say, I'm here if you're live on. Do I just not have it right? No, that's it. Uh-oh. Okay, guys, so here's the planner. This is my digital version. And this is our beautiful planner. I do mine digital so that I can put it in this soft binder that I take with me everywhere, because that way I can, I like to have my extra clear sheet protectors. So that's why I like to do that. And that way I have all my family's calendars, like my husband's and my kids. And then I have my menu, my meal plans. I keep everything in one place. So that's why I like to do, I just print out 1 quarter at a time. So you can get this in the bound version from us, but the one we're going to give away tonight is the digital version, and you just print it yourself. And that is available for sale at freshstartcoachingcommunity.com. But this is what the weekly layout looks like. And then let me show you. I might not have the other one still. Oh, I was going to show you more of it, but you can see it on the website if you go and look at it. But what we love about this planner is that when we talk about prioritizing, you know, not just planning, but really realizing what to put your time into, to be intentional and to make money, to be purposeful about what you're doing and not be blowing hours on stuff that's not going to turn income for you. This planner does that for you. So you would put your projects and then you would break it down, and the planner helps you decide what goes in today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or quarter.
Yeah.
So this planner is just a powerful tool, and I, of course, endorse it. A friend of mine and I co-created it, and we co-created it from years of doing business and learning what worked in a planner and what didn't for someone who's running their own business. So it's great for writers, coaches, speakers, right, Laura? It's great for everybody.
I love it. It's brilliant. My only challenge is that I want to carry it with me, and yet I find the size is a little difficult for me to just pop that in my purse, obviously, or, you know, take it along. So that's something I'm still trying to work out, actually, but I love it.
It's a full size. It's an 8x12. We're talking about doing a smaller version next year because you can do less stuff in it, but it won't be able to be as full featured. Okay, so I've got Mel, Tomasita, Braylon, and Lisa. Did I miss anybody else?
You had Laurie Sullivan.
Oh, okay. Okay, guys, you got to tell me you're here, though, because I'm not going to hunt people down. I'm going to give it away right now. Okay, Lori.
Laurie, are you still in the room? I don't know if she popped in and popped back out, but
Tomasita, I don't know. Can you hear us, girl? Okay. All right. I think.
I would just close her out until she can pull it together.
Okay. Well, no one else.
There you go.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the winner from who we've got right now. Drum roll.
The odds are good,
Bella wants
girls.
to do it, which I think is good because then it's totally no questions about it being fair. Okay, Bella's doing it. Say hi, Bella.
Hi, Bella. Hey, I want to know if you're for rent. I saw that you cleaned your mom's office, and I could use that.
She's awesome. She did a great job. Who'd you pull, babe?
You want to come to California?
Yeah, I'll send her over there. Whatever. You love California. Okay, she pulled Lisa Caniglio. Lisa, that's actually our coach in New York.
Do you have one already?
Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Can you hear me, Laura?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, all right.
Lisa was having. Oh, here she is. She doesn't have one.
Awesome, Lisa! Woo! So she gets a digital planner. I will message you that, girlfriend. And that's so cool because Lisa was having a rough day earlier. So, oh my gosh, look at how cool God is. I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
What a fun thing. Lisa, were you here for most of the call? For most of the webcast? Okay, Braylon says she can hear us. Awesome. Okay, do you guys want to ask any questions? What is your takeaway? Is anybody going to share their takeaway? Or you guys don't want to talk?
My takeaway is just do it. I mean, it's stuff that we know. It's just a matter of doing it and keeping the consistency. And like you said, keep protecting it and keep protecting it. And as I said, intentions don't go to the bank. And at 50 years old, I've been living on potential and intentions and hopeful. And it really is about keeping a commitment to ourselves and to our mission and not getting caught up in the minutia, but staying true to God's calling and plan to my life.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. I think she's having issues with her computer because
Right, you're right.
I'm getting
Yeah.
to know her computer as we work together. And I'm pretty sure, Tomasita, that your computer speed is causing problems tonight. I'm almost certain. Sound is fine here, Brian said. Welcome, Brian. I wish I would have known you were here. I would have put your name in the drawing. Yeah, I agree with Laura that, ooh, Braylon, that's good. Okay, what are you saying, Mel? Because I'm not sure what you're saying on the second one. On the first one, you said how to advertise in your company and how to promote to get customers. Are you asking how? That's a whole nother training.
Another blab, right?
That's another blab. But I would tell you.
Yeah, that's so good, Berlin. What Berlin is saying, because another friend of mine, another brain coach, actually, she says, keep your eyes on what you're looking to do, accomplish, or have, rather than what's not working. Because what you focus on, you get more of.
That's right. And nothing is more frustrating than staying focused on unproductivity. I don't know what the word would be, but when I purposely discipline myself and say, no, I'm getting back to work, even though the money's not there to pay the bills and I'm stressed out and this is happening and that's happening. If I can get like 2 things done today, I'm so much better off than if I worried about it and didn't get anything done today. The stress,
Right.
the worry, and the disappointment will compound. So it'll compound.
It does.
And it'll throw you into lack of productivity. And you'll be like, see, I can't do it because I can never do it because I always end up back here. So what we choose to do, like Laura said, what we focus on, we get more of. Yes, and it compounds. So focusing on productivity compounds for more productivity. It's amazing. It's amazing. But sometimes we have to bust through excuses, or what Berlin was saying, limitations. We have to bust through lies. I know for myself, I'm always facing a lot of lies. You know, when you come from really tough stuff, you know, Laura and I talk about this on our prayer calls. No, we call out those lies about our identity, or inability, or what the world says, or what people have said over us, or what we came from. Mel says, ignore the stress of how to make money. Visualize what you want, look for opportunities, and keep going to that destination. That's good.
That's true.
Did you see what Braylon said? Whatever you do, don't focus on your hips. That's good. I love it. Oh, I think that's my friend Dave. Hey, Dave. So glad you were here. I didn't know you used Blab. I'm so excited.
I love Blab. It's an amazing tool.
Awesome. This was fun, you guys. Does anybody want to add anything else or ask anything? I want to tell you guys where you can connect with us. We're on Facebook most of the time. I live over there. So connect with us at Fresh Start Coaching Community on Facebook. Fresh Start for Health. We have a totally different department for people who are looking for healthy lifestyle help. Fresh Start is growing, and it's kind of all over the place now. So find us on Facebook. We're going to be back here on Blab quite a bit. I get to come on with Laura later this week. I'm your guest, right, Laura? Is that
Thursday.
Yes. Tell me what we're talking about. Tell them what we're talking about. What are we talking about?
It's a mystery. I have two topics, and I'm praying about it so I can see about the people that are going to come on the Blab and what they need rather than what our agenda is. So
that's awesome. I love winging it with you. You and I are good at winging it. It'll be fun. So
yeah.
When is that, Laura? It's going to be back here on Blab Thursday.
Thursday at noon.
Noon Pacific. 3 Eastern. No, yes, 3 Eastern, 2 Central.
Right.
Tomasita, I'm so sorry. That stinking computer.
Aww, that's frustrating. Just a real quickie on that one, Tomasita. I don't know if you're on, what browser you're on, but I know Berlin has had issues on certain browsers and done better on other browsers. Maybe she can pop in there with what has helped her.
Okay. I know for me, Chrome works better than Firefox. I was telling her that the other day too.
Right. Chrome is the way I go.
Yeah. For me, I know for sure. I know other people swear by Firefox, but. Okay, guys. So yeah, connect with us there. And oh my gosh, you guys, I have to just throw this in there. It is National Health Coach Week, which
Yay.
Fresh Start Coaching community are very excited about. And we're recognizing each other, we're encouraging each other, and we'll be talking about it all week on our Facebook and on our website, freshstartcoachingcommunity.com. We really appreciate our health coaches. Health coaches are the future of preventative health care. We are the present and the future. Right. And we do a very important job, and it's so exciting that the government is recognizing us, and federally now we're recognized as a actual position that benefits the health industry. And we're excited. Things are changing for us. We've been working hard for years. Laura's been doing this for years and years. And for us to finally get, just the recognition and the appreciation, it's really exciting. So join us over there. We have a free group on Facebook called Fresh Start Coaching Community Free Group, I think it's called.
Yeah.
You can find us easily there. Join us there. We're going to be talking all week about this and celebrating each other. And I made some really, really fun free gifts for our coaches, and we're having a really good time over there.
Yay.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. Laura, did you want to say anything as we close out?
While you were talking, I just got this visual that God gave me about how, I use the term guardrails, and these routines and rhythms that we're talking about are guardrails for us to get the productivity we're looking for, What I saw when you were speaking was a racer, a Olympic swimmer in the pool. And if he didn't have or she didn't have the lane markings, there probably wouldn't be a finish to the race, because they'd be willy-nilly in the pool and bumping into people. So really important to have those morning routines, those evening routines that you're mentioning, because they are really those markers, those lane designations that get us to the finish line. So I'm grateful that you're so good at bringing the structure and the specifics. And if people don't have an accountability partner or a place to check in, I think it's really important to do that, because most of us don't just do it on our own. We need the guidance and the accountability. So glad you're here.
Thanks, woman. And I do think that there's something to be said for taking a good, hard, like we did in the beginning with that self-assessment, take a good, hard look at your routines right now. When we leave this call, when you're observing, your own lifestyle and how you feel in the mornings and how you feel in the afternoons. I mean, our body tells us, our mind tells us. We don't have to always learn everything from somebody else, because God put that instinct in us. And so it's time to get serious with yourself. Think about it. Stop. If you are tired every single day, stop. Don't live like this. Your life is so important. And you as a business owner, as a coach or a blogger, whatever it is that you do on purpose as your calling, you have a responsibility to the people you serve. You have a responsibility to your family. And you definitely have a responsibility to God for your calling. He gave you your calling gift, but it's a gift that takes sacrifice, and we have to give something up to accept it. So our callings are not totally free. They are here. I'm going to give you this, but you're going to have to give something up. Look at all of his disciples and apostles. They had to give stuff up to step into the greatness that he had for them.
That's a good word. That's stewardship.
Yeah, and we have to see it that way, and we have to get responsible. And getting responsible means taking good, hard looks at ourselves and saying, God, this is a mess over here. And for some of you, I might be preaching to the choir, and you might be like, girl, I can teach you. I got it all together. That might be you, and I would love to learn from you because there's still some things I'm trying to get together. But for most of us, there are areas in one of these times of the day or in our routines altogether. Some people don't have any routines, and we have to get serious about it. And so take that self-assessment that we went through at the beginning. You can scroll back up. Laura did just an amazing, thoughtful job of making like a little outline in the chat. So scroll to the top, and you'll be able to see a lot of the notes. Do I get to see those when we're done?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I'd like to type them and keep them. So do that, you guys. Go back and kind of look that over if you missed that part, but we've got to do that. And I just encourage you, and I'm going to pray over everybody right now because I feel like also we do get too hard on ourselves, and I don't think this is an area where we need to accept any condemnation. We just need to get excited as we're getting serious and say, oh, yeah, this is when we're going to dig in, make some changes, and see a different life in 2016. And so God, that's what we come before you asking, that we would not waste any time on self-condemnation, that we would not accept any lie of lack or condemnation or not good enough or any of that stuff that comes at us, or see, I told you so. We don't accept that in your name, God. We just believe that there's only time to move forward, and that you give us these chances to take a look at ourselves and to take self-assessments and get serious about what could be different in our lives for your calling on our lives. And so, God, we do that now. We are going to move forward together. We're going to encourage each other. We're going to hold each other accountable, like Laura said. We're going to pray over each other. We're going to believe in each other, God. And so, God, we do that right now. We just ask you to guide and direct, but we ask that you give us the stamina. We ask that you give us the strength to step in and do the things we need to do. Because many times we have the guidance, the instruction is there. We know that in your word, the instruction for every part of our life is there. And many times we're just not willing to give something up to step into that instruction. And so, God, we want to be obedient. Our hearts are in the right place, God. So take any resistance. We lower our resistance. We let go of our rebellion. We let go of disobedience. We let go of laziness, God. We say goodbye to that stuff. Procrastination, doubt, fear, timidity, intimidation. No, none of that stuff belongs in our life. We are free from that. Insecurity is gone in Jesus' name. And so, God, we just thank you for just carrying us when we're too tired, for holding our hand when we do have the strength, for walking ahead and walking beside so that you clear the way and you make the way for us. God, we thank you that you told us, when we say we're supposed to work smarter, not harder, that's from your word. You said, give me your burden because mine is light. And we still are so stubborn, and we want to take that heavier burden that's not ours. And so, God, we're going to believe your word, and we're going to give you the heaviness, and we're going to give you the hard stuff. And we're going to let you fight those battles for us, God, and we're just going to get obedient. We're just going to get in your will, and we're going to do the thing that you've called us to do, and we're going to do it with passion, with purpose, God. And we just thank you for these times of encouragement and instruction and clarity, God. And I just pray, God, for each person that was on this webcast and that's listening to the recording, that this would be a turning point in their life. If this has been a struggle, if this is something that's applicable to their walk and to their journey, God, make this a turning point. They will never be back here again. They will never be in the same place again. Their life is in a new place, and they are stepping into a new place. And from that new place of obedience and surrender and being in alignment with your will, they are going to see success. They are going to see prosperity. Yes, God, they are going to see good, great, big things happen through them in them and in their lives. In your name we pray, and we thank you. We thank you, Lord. Amen.
We praise you.
Amen.
You're so awesome, girl. I love you.
I love you, girl. We need another prayer call one of these minutes.
Yeah. Where does that fit in the routine?
It needs to be booked. No.
Well, hey, to be on 2 blabs in 1 week with you, I call myself blessed.
Aw, you're so good to me. I love you. Thank you, Lord.
All
And
right.
thank you for coming on camera, girl. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I had about 2 hours of sleep, so I'm looking at myself going, okay, I need to have that routine back. But I'm going in the sauna, and then I'm going in the bed.
Well, you look dang good, so I wouldn't even have known it.
Lisa, congratulations. Good to see you on here. I look forward to meeting those of you that I have not yet met. I haven't been in the coaches area very often, but I look forward to connecting. So
Awesome. All right, you guys. Be blessed, everybody.
bless you.
Come find us on Facebook. All right, guys. Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye.